Hello, I am Teresa, the film technician at UEL, and this is a video tutorial about the Sony X70, which is this camcorder we have here. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about what you're gonna find in the rucksack when you take the equipment from the stores. Remember that you need to check that all the items are in the bag before you leave. There is a label attached with a list of contents. You will find a Sony X70, a battery charger, an extra battery, a pair of headphones, one HDMI cable, and one USB cable. You will also find two quick guides. One is for the camera and one is to record sound. The next thing you need to check is the SD card. You need to open the screen and open the card slot. The stores will provide you with one 64GB card. If that is not the case, if the card is different, you need to report it. You can also use a second card of your own if you want. The last thing to check is the lens. This should not be damaged or broken. If you don't check that and you leave, when you return the camera, if the lens is broken or damaged, you will be responsible. I'm going to show you now how to attach the camera to the tripod and how to use the tripod. You need to attach the camera to the head of the tripod. First, tighten the small screw, then the big one. In the tripod, you have two knobs. The one on the side is to tilt the camera. The one on the base is to pan the camera. There is a third knob that you can use if you want the camera to be higher. Let's have a look at the body of the camera now, before we turn it on. In the front, we have the lens. Make sure you don't lose the lens cap. Always keep it inside the bag. This ring could be the zoom control or the focus control, but we always keep it as a focus control. On the top, we have a top handle, the sound inputs, and you can also attach a shotgun microphone. We also have a rec button and a zoom control. In the back, we have the battery. To remove the battery, you need to press the release button and slide the battery down. To put it back, we slide the battery in slowly. Here is where you can connect the cable to charge the battery. And here is an HDMI output if you want to use an external monitor. This is the viewfinder. You can see your images through here. If you pull it out, the camera turns on. If you use it, remember to push it back to turn the camera off. This is a switch to turn the camera manual or automatic. We should always have this on manual. Below we have the ND filters. These are like the sunglasses of the camera. They reduce brightness and they're very useful to not overexpose your images. Make sure they are off when you use the camera for the first time. On the right side, we have another handle. We also have a magnifier to check that images are on focus. And another zoom control. We have a rec button. We also have a joystick to navigate through the menu. On the left side, we have the screen. And below, we have the menu button, the iris, the shutter speed, and the gate controls. We have this small ring, which is to change all these controls. When we open the screen, we'll find another panel of buttons. This is the on and off switch, the thumbnail to see what you have recorded, and the white balance. We also have the SD card slots. Every time you take the camera out, before you start to record anything, you have to follow these steps. First, make sure the focus of the camera is on manual. In order to check that, you need to press this button here, and you can look at the screen and move the ring left to right to see if the focus is manual or automatic. We have to reset the camera. To do that, we go to the menu, we navigate with the joystick, we go to Others, and then Initialize, and then we press Enter with the joystick and select OK. We have to format the SD card. We go to the menu again, to Others, and then we go up to find Media Format. You can format card A and B. If you are only using one, then you only format A. But if you're using two cards, remember you need to format them both. You only need to do this when you are taking the camera for the first time. Before starting to record, and every time you change the location, you need to set up your white balance. We press the white balance button on the left side panel. We look at the screen, and right below, you will see an icon of a sun. With the small ring, we scroll down to change the sun for an A or B. We can set up two different white balances in A and another one on B. Now we go to the menu and we go to Camera Set and then to White Balance Set. You're gonna need a piece of paper. This piece of paper has to be completely white and blank. We want a paper that is clean, which doesn't have a texture or any drawing on it. We place the white paper in front of the camera under the main light of the location. It doesn't need to be too close to the camera. Make sure you're not creating shadows on the paper. We zoom in and then we press Enter with the joystick. And then you will see that the color has changed. Once the white balance is done, we need to know how to work with the exposure. We're going to work with the iris, the shutter speed, and the gain. They all add or reduce brightness, but with different effects. First, we need to set up the shutter speed. We press the shutter speed button, and we use this ring to change it. The standard value is 50. If you go up, your image will get darker, but the movement will be more in detail. If you go down, you're adding brightness, but the movement will get blurred and with a slow motion effect. Keep it always at 50 if you don't want any effect. The iris is the aperture. It helps the camera to add or reduce brightness. You open it and close with the ring. The more you open it, the more light you have. But the background is going to be blurred. And it's going to be a bit more difficult to focus your subject. When you close it, you have less light, but the background will be more unfocused and it will be easier to focus your subject. We press the gain button now. The standard value is 0 dBs. And if you go up, you add brightness, but you will get a noisy image. Very dramatic effect. If you go down, your image gets darker. You can go up to 9 dBs and you will get more light without having much noise. And that's all for now. You can ask me any questions by email. The next video I'm going to do is about how to record sound with external microphones on the X70.